Yo, what it do, YouTube? It is your boy Culture Shark. We are back with another video. Today, I'm joined by my brother here, Derek Larger from Bring the Juice podcast. What's going on, man? How you doing?
Oh man, doing great, man. Great to see the Colts get a big win today. Obviously, in the way they did it makes it even more fun. So I love it, man. I'm on a high right now.
Man, I'm glad you are, man, because I am too, man. That was a win the Colts very much needed. Definitely
Mm.
is going to boost the morale going into next week because we need to go on the win streak desperately. And I think, it's going to get interesting, but I know we'll both have previews later on in the week, but we're going to go ahead and talk about this game and the title as you guys can see it. Carson Wentz and the Indianapolis Colts has been looking so far so good. They still got to work out some kinks, but in my opinion, I think Carson Wentz is looking pretty solid. So I'm going to ask you, Derek, let me know your thoughts about the game, and then you can give me your thoughts on Carson Wentz.
Well, I mean, the Colts really dominated this game in every phase of the game. Offensively, even though the Texans had more passing yards, also had double the amount of passes in this game. And the Colts were in the second half able to run the ball a lot more efficiently than they did in the first. But then again, didn't have to do that much in the first half because they were Carson Wentz was throwing dimes to all his receivers in the first half. T.Y. Hilton, Paris Campbell making big plays in the first half. Big Mo with a big play later in the game as well. I mean, offense just did exactly what I want them to start looking like every week, and it's looking like it's coming into play more and more. Defense, again, living up to that form that they were at last year with the bend don't break mentality. A lot of times had their backs up against the wall in this game, but yet every single time seemed to somehow respond, either by stopping them the one time they got in the red zone or the several times that they forced turnovers. You saw Darius Leonard get a bunch of them today. Classic maniac, what he was doing today. I mean, this looked like a defense that kind of had its mojo back. They remembered how bad they were in the fourth quarter last week, and this was a week that you needed to respond, and the defense absolutely responded in the way that we hoped they did. So overall, very impressed with the offense and defense, and obviously special teams. Bagley coming in on a short week and not really knowing much of what to do, having to get the timing and everything down, but nevertheless had one field goal, 41 yards, nailed that. Extra points were good. No issues there in the kicking game. So all in all, it was a pretty decent outing for every part of the Colts team today.
I enjoyed the game, even though I was at work. A guy like me definitely pulls up his phone and watches the game on his phone while I was at work because I wasn't doing it anyway. But I enjoyed every second of it. I think the offense definitely hit another stride that we were looking forward to seeing. I feel like they're improving week by week, even though Carson Wentz has those misreads when there's open targets in front of him. He still makes it up with his great play after that because I think he knows that as well. But I think he's just trying to be precautious, even though he could throw it out of bounds. But it's just that risk. But I think the offensive line isn't as solid as we want it to be yet. Still, it's still working on it. But they're still being good at the end of the day. I think they're improving as well. Carson Wentz hitting T.Y. Hilton on those deep posts. It's a beautiful sight. It was a thing I was dreaming about. I'm not going to lie to you. I dreamed about a deep pass on the first play to T.Y. Hilton, and T.Y. was just so electrifying, man. Let me know, because you were at the game, your thoughts about that.
It reminded me, and I might get some hate for saying this. I'm not afraid to admit it, though. That catch by T.Y. reminded me of Andrew Luck, T.Y. Hilton 2016, when those two would run that and do that every time. Every game, it seemed like Andrew Luck would run the same play, that deep post, let T.Y. beat the safety, and then just drop it in his lap and let T.Y. track it and go get it. Looked exactly the same, and I loved it. Loved the T.Y. Hilton. Oh, my gosh, dude. If you could have been at that stadium, believe me, there was a sense of everyone knew what was coming in this game. When I actually yelled it in the pro shop, I was like, hey, Colts fans, just letting y'all know, it's official. The ghost is back. And everybody just went nuts. I mean, everybody knew what was coming. And when I got a video of Ty coming out of the tunnel for that first time this season. And I've been to a couple games now. That's the loudest moment I've ever heard from this crowd. I mean, they loved it. Ty said, man, it was emotional. It was almost emotional just coming out onto the field, and, had a couple great catches. Him and Carson were just in sync totally in this game. So, it was great to see. And Carson Wentz, again, just his performance today, only on 20 passes, had a couple of incompletions, a couple drops from the rest of his guys. But nevertheless, again, still looked confident in his ability to throw the ball deep. Seemed confident in his ability to dissect the defense. He just looks like he's getting more and more confident in his ability to make every throw as the weeks go on.
But like I said, Jonathan Taylor beats Donald Brown's record. He had a good game. Carson Wentz showing light. I think he'll have an even better game next week going into it. And, most people don't talk about it, but Carson Wentz hasn't thrown any interceptions. Like he's had a very solid outing. He has one pick, but I wouldn't really count that. But it is what it is. But
yeah,
I think he's had a solid performance.
It was technically not a interception worthy pass because he didn't actually throw the interception. It was to a target and Donald blew it up. So there's really not much you can do about that.
Yeah, man, I agree 100%. But yeah, man, Carson, keep doing what you're doing. If anyone shows him this or anything, shout out to Gio. I've seen him at the game as well. Pretty good moment.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, let us know your thoughts in the comment section about Carson Wentz's performance today, how he's playing as well. Appreciate you for joining the show, Derek. Thank you so much. Any last words? Where can they find you if they haven't met you? I'm pretty sure they have, though. Just let them know.
Yeah, I mean, most of your audience knows who I am at this point. But in case you don't know, I'm Derek Larger, co-host of the Bring the Juice podcast. You can find us anywhere that you listen to podcasts. You can find me on Twitter at Derek_Larger. And yeah, man, I mean, it was great. It was a great game for the Colts. It would have been easy for them to just keel over and, admit defeat from what they just had to deal with last week. But this team has still fight in it, and I love that about them. I will say one thing before you do go is Darius Leonard, he was a dog in that game. And what was funny is I don't know why, like, players especially don't know this by now, but Darius Leonard keeps receipts. Okay, there's not a player in this league that doesn't do better with negative criticism from every level, whether it's from a fan or it's a player or it's a analyst. Nobody keeps receipts better and does better under pressure than Darius Leonard. And he got called soft today. He got called unworthy of his contract. He got told he was a nobody by those Texans players today. And he reminded y'all that he might not be having the most amazing season compared to what we normally see from him, but he's still the freaking maniac, bro. And you need to chill. Like, you need to chill out a little bit because the maniac going to come in there and he's going to take what's his, and he took what was his today. So maybe that'll humble up those players the next time they play him in a few weeks.
I mean, hopefully they keep that same energy. Maybe next time they play, he'll have 3 interceptions, but hey, it is what it is. But shout out to the maniac, man. Maniac doing maniac things. Pretty sure he's going to get a punch-out fumble next time we play. But, it is what it is. But you guys let us know in the comment section. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the like button on both platforms for Bring the Juice and Culture Shock. This is Marcus. That's Derek. It's been great. And until next time, you've been Culture Shock.